It's me, King Polly, and this is King Pollys World. And you're in for quite a wonderful treat because today I have a real human, and she is an amazing human, a creative crochet queen.
Thank you.
Alyssa from Handmade Sisters, a local Las Vegas business that I have been graced with meeting through Instagram, like so many wonderful people over the last few years.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy you could come.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Alyssa, I've only met you one other time in real life.
In real life, yeah.
And that was at Market in the Alley.
Market in the Alley, yeah.
You were selling
Shout
your
out.
goods.
Yeah.
And this hat, if you're watching, you can see this beautiful purple beanie was made by you.
I love it. You look so good in it.
And your top, too.
Thank you.
How long does that take, like what you're wearing, to make?
Like 4 to 6 hours I could make something like this because it's such a loose weave and
That's it? 4 to 6 hours?
yeah, if I have no interruptions, if I'm in the zone and sitting there getting in, I could do it in like 4 to 6 hours. There are obviously some designs that take way longer, some that I've been working on for a really long time.
What is like one of the longest ones you've done?
I made a pair of like sweatpant joggers that were really fun, and those
I think
took
I
me
saw those.
They took me like 2 weeks to make. It was my first pair, so it's like all about trial and error. I don't know how to read patterns.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, I have no idea how to read patterns, so I kind of go along with like the shapes. I'll kind of just figure out in my head how to make a shape that I'm going for, and through trial and error, making it a bazillion times, and they call it like frogging when you take a project apart. So I'll frog something over and over again, but until I eventually get where I want it to be. But
that's amazing, and that gives me hope because as someone who like likes to create music, I don't actually play an instrument. So it's a little different, but that element of that you can
learning
see
music,
it, that blows my mind that you have that type of ability to see and then create it. But I mean, that's what artists do.
Yeah, I mean, pattern reading is like a whole different language. It really is like reading sheet music. Like it's a whole other language. So I was like, I was self-taught. I learned on YouTube how to crochet. Yeah, I learned on YouTube, YouTube University.
Thank God for YouTube.
Yeah, I just learned the basic stitches and kind of just went where I wanted to go with that.
How long ago?
Like 6 or 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what was like one of the first, do you remember what the first thing you made was?
I still have it. And it's like the wonkiest, oblongiest looking scarf, but I couldn't give it away or sell it or anything like that. I couldn't frog it. I just had to keep the first thing.
I love that. I can knit, quote unquote.
Awesome.
I can knit, like nothing fancy in any way, but my grandma taught me.
Oh, I love that.
And it was like she would start them out for me. I'd say, Grandma, can you start this for me? So I never, until YouTube, then I was like, oh, okay, I can learn how to start something. But
it's amazing.
I made this scarf over like years, and I would just pick it up like, oh yeah, let me work on this scarf. So it's made of all different yarn.
I love that though.
And it's crazy, and I love it because it's like, wow, it symbolizes a lot for me. Like, it's not about being perfect.
Or like how long it takes to get there, but you have that thing that you made with your own hands.
Totally.
It's awesome.
It really is. And so you started Handmade Sisters with your sisters.
2 of my sisters, yeah.
And are they older, younger?
They're both younger. Yep, they live here in town too, and they started off by doing like vinyl customizations and stuff, like making cute little graphic tees and stuff, and we were selling all those at shows together. But then they all had babies.
So they're busy with the babies.
And now I love all of the babies though. Yeah. But they all had babies and life kind of got in the way. So me, I'm the only child without babies, which is fine still, but it just leaves me more time to do the thing that I love. And until then. So yeah, I love it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it. I haven't even thought about changing the name really. I'm like, if any of my, it could be anyone, any of my sisters want to join in.
Totally.
Express their creativity.
I love the name. Yeah. Like it's Handmade Sisters. Like that, and just too, it evolved, you know, it didn't stay how it started. What does really?
Right. Yeah.
But the fact it ended up being such a great outlet for you.
Yeah.
And
it really is.
You inspire me so much. Anyone that follows their dream and then can somehow make a business out of it, I'm in awe of.
It's crazy.
When did you begin?
Insane. I mean, just 2 years ago, I want to say I started, like selling pieces, because before I was just making everything for all the kids and all my family members and whoever I could make anything for, basically.
I didn't even realize the amount of cute little like toys that could be made by crocheting until I saw your Instagram, like for your nephews and nieces.
Oh, all the food that I make.
Yes.
I call them groceries, the crochet groceries. TM. No, I'm joking.
Cutest things ever.
Yeah, I like a good pun. But the kids love it. They were always wanting to play like supermarket or kitchen, and they had all the plastic toys and stuff that like the animals would like to get to, you know? So I'm like, okay, well, let's make you some crocheted ones. Like, it's so fun. And,
let's make you some non-toxic fake fruit and food.
Right? They all fought over them, and they love them, and now it gets passed around to everybody's little fake kitchen. And
that's so adorable.
It means so much to me, though. Like, really, you know, that I make something with my bare hands, and they find it, and they just love it so much. Like, there's no greater gift. Really.
I totally feel that. You know? And it's part of their makeup now, like forever, like their memories, you know, just to be involved in somebody's life and memories. Like even with like this hat, you know, you made it, and now this hat has shown up in all different ways and areas. And and whenever I wear it too, like I think of you, and there is this happiness that comes from wearing something that was made with love and intention. That you know where it came from.
It's true though.
And I feel like the world, like we're shifting more towards that. And
exactly. From everyone wanting to wear the same exact outfit, from like a homogenized society, I guess, to something where everyone wants to be individual. And that's what I love about it, is literally every time I make something, it's one of a kind. I'm not making anything based off of patterns. Like, I'll write notes, and all the sizes are different, the yarn's different, the tension's going to be different every single time. So everything made by hand, like, truly is one of a kind. And that's what's so special about it, I feel.
It's so special.
Yeah.
And almost, I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say it's a lost art form, but it, you know, I rarely meet someone that crochets.
Yeah, that's not like someone's grandma.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny, like my grandma knitted, but my Nana, which my other grandma, she crocheted.
I love that.
And I always thought that was so cool that each one, and I remember she tried to teach me crochet once, and I wasn't able to latch onto it, pardon my... No, it's not a latch. What are the tools? But
there is a latch hook, though.
Okay.
Yeah, you're close. You're getting there.
My brain couldn't fully understand it.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at with knitting. Like, the two at the same time is intimidating. It's daunting, I think. So that's why I stick with the one. But now I'm like, I think I want to try knitting. I do.
Oh my
I'm
God,
getting
for
there.
Sure.
I'm getting there.
Like, I'm sure you can do that.
They're just different. They're completely, I mean, and you wouldn't know, really, unless you know
100.
If something's knit or crochet.
Yeah.
But if you know, then you're like, you know. But it's like everything, the fit, everything's completely different between the two. So I'm like, I want to do both.
Right.
Why not?
And you, too, when I bought the beanie, you were so sweet. You sent me a little what is it
A
called?
face scrubby, my cotton face
Yes.
scrub. I love those.
I love it
love it.
so much. Like it's like a natural way to just sort of exfoliate my face.
Yeah. And it's 100% organic cotton that I use.
Mm.
So instead of, using a washcloth or those synthetic scrubbies or something like that, it's nice. You could just rewash it and boom. It's amazing.
Totally.
I love it. I use it for my makeup and stuff too to take off my makeup.
That's
It's the best.
I remember I had growing up knitted washcloths my grandma would make.
I love that
And
so much.
when I was young, right? And then like we are when we're young, sometimes we don't appreciate things.
It's so true.
Part of life.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
so, there was a part of me that was like, I want a regular washcloth. What's this? And looking back, I'm like, oh no.
What I would give to have that, that knitted
I wish I still
washcloth.
had it. Right.
It's true though. It's so true.
It's so true. I would love more than anything to wear crocheted sweatpants all the time.
Oh my gosh, they were so. I sold them to this like amazing jewelry designer in Utah, and I bought a ring from her, and she got the sweatpants for me. It was like the most beautiful trade, I guess you could say, swapping out a product. It was amazing. I'm like, they couldn't have gone to anyone better. Just another person who makes things by hand that can truly appreciate them. She's like, my daughter keeps stealing them. I haven't been able to wear them yet.
That is
I'm
one
like,
of the gifts.
I love it.
Of creating and making things is that you meet with other people and they see the value in what you're doing too, and
true.
maybe they're creating something, and that element of barter and trading that I think I didn't grow up even knowing anything about.
Same.
But there's so much value.
Yeah.
And that we can exchange value other than money.
Yeah.
It's
pretty crazy.
cool.
Yeah, it is, because it's like the opposite of the society that we were raised in. It's the ones that we learned about in ancient times or whatever.
Totally.
And then now it's like when you have a trade or something like that, it's neat that you can make money off of it or use it to put a smile on someone's face.
Totally.
Or to trade cool things.
And
it's pretty neat.
by doing the thing that brings you joy,
Yeah.
because we each have our gifts. Everybody has our different set of gifts,
Right.
and to be able to have a community and coexist. Our neighbor, she's an amazing baker and makes pies and bread.
Oh my gosh, that's the pies that you're eating online that I'm seeing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had one here. I'd give you a piece. I need to always have a pie present. That's my New Year's resolution.
There you go.
Always have a pie present.
Hint, hint.
But it really is. It really is
Baked goods warm your heart from your belly. They're the best.
And that's not something I have.
Yeah.
I don't have that gift.
Yeah.
As
Baking
much
is
as I
hard.
try,
I'm not a good baker.
it doesn't work out for me.
Yeah, I try.
I think part of it is
okay.
I don't follow the recipe how you're
That's
supposed
my problem
to.
too with baking. With cooking,
I always think
I'm
I can change something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's good. But with baking, you can't. It's super scientific. You've got to be, everything's precise.
And that's not my strong suit.
Right, I don't play by the rules like that.
No. This is a real question I have about how do you wash crocheted?
It depends on the yarn, but I like to stick with mostly cotton. So you can technically machine wash it depending on the design. Usually I would say just hand wash and air dry or tumble low for a little bit to zhuzh it up. But
And isn't that kind of funny? Our culture is so just fast and no, I can't wait for anything to dry, but yes, you can.
Right, you can. But I'm so old fashioned with that. I separate all my colors and I delicate wash and I hand wash all of my. I'm so old fashioned like that though. I've been doing that since I was in middle school. With all of my intimates, everything. My mom was always like, "You gotta hand wash everything." So I'm it's been drilled into me. But I know that not everyone's like that, so that's why I switched to a specific kind of cotton that I use. That's easier to take care of. I like a bamboo cotton blend right now is what I'm leaning towards the most. It feels, that's what this is. It feels so nice and soft, but it's also durable and lightweight for the desert. It's good.
See, and I notice when I'm not wearing like cotton,
Yeah.
my body reacts like I get so hot and sweaty with if I'm wearing a t-shirt and like the polyester is just really stuck to me, and for so long growing up I just thought there was something wrong with me.
Right. I'm like, am I anxious right now? I don't feel anxious. Like, am I having hot flashes?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not in natural threads,
Right.
baby.
Yeah.
And so truly, like within a few years, that is my dream to be able to wear every day something that I feel good about wearing.
I'm with you on that.
Would be amazing.
It's true. That's what, it's the dream.
And
something you feel good about, you feel good in.
totally.
That's the best part.
And it's different, like, because I'm the opposite of you are with laundry.
Yeah.
And that's why if I used the word jealous, which I don't like the word jealous, but I would say like I admire that so much in a person.
Yeah.
With that level of expertise in laundry.
Yeah, don't ask me about my
I am
dish habits,
everything together in one.
Yeah.
I forget you're supposed to separate. So
mine always ends up shrinking to like this big if I don't do it a certain way. So I'm like, over years, I just slow and steady wins the race, baby.
Totally.
Worth it in the long run. I've got things for a long time.
What was, when you guys decided to start your business, like what was that? Like what was the final sort of thought?
The little push when we
Yeah.
decided to, honestly, we did like a garage sale in Mountain's Edge because we had just been making a bunch of things for fun for a while, just together whenever we got together. So there was like a garage sale going on in my sister's neighborhood, and we're like, let's just do it. You know, we've got all this stuff lying around. Like, you know, may as well get it to someone. We weren't doing any shows yet. We didn't have the confidence yet, really, you know, to go out there and do it. So we did the Mountain's Edge garage sale like 5 or 6 years ago, I want to say. And then it was finally like a long process, but we finally got there. We had like a really good day. We got so much good feedback. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that likes this stuff, or my family's not the only one that likes this stuff. Like, I'm thinking they all like it because they like me, you know? Like,
right,
they're
totally.
all biased. You don't know what you're talking about. But when strangers are like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, you're like, oh my gosh. You know, it's like the ultimate compliment or feather ruffle, or you know, whatever you want to call it.
It is so different when, you know, as much as we, you know, have to find our own validation inside, like there is something so magical about other people recognizing what you offer. It does give that confidence and that boost of like, oh maybe we can do this.
Yeah, totally. It's true.
And then you started an Etsy, and that's what you sell through.
On Etsy, and I do a lot of sales through Instagram, I want to say, but Etsy, I get a good amount of traffic. I want to do like a whole revamp soon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little zhuzh on the Etsy page. I've got like a whole thing laid out, a specific collection I want to kind of bring out to the world. So I want to do it in like a specific way. So I think that, and my Instagram's gonna get a little pep talk, a little kick in the butt. I'm excited though. I'm excited.
And your handle is Handmade Sisters. Handmade Sisters, everybody. On Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, I always forget to post videos on TikTok. I just wind up watching them. It's such a dangerous world.
A funnel. TikTok is very much a funnel that after years now I've recognized, and so I'm kind of like over the funnel. Like I'm kind of like, okay, I get the algorithm, what you're trying to tell me I am and who I am.
Yeah, it's true though. Like lately I find myself, I'm like, I don't want to do this right now. I'm going to go crochet. I'm going to go do something. Yeah, go water my plants. Like, you know, do something.
Totally.
It's true. I'm starting to kick myself out of that. Because you get sucked in.
And it's fun. Like those first, I
It's
learned so
fun.
much.
Yeah.
And you do get to interact with just so many different, like seeing a window into so many different people's lives.
And you're learning new things, and you're entertained by things.
Totally.
Informed sometimes. I don't know.
But it's kind of hard.
World.
I find myself like, oh, okay, but what should I post? You know, like I need to remember, you know, I'm used to my day-to-day life and routine, but other people aren't.
Right.
So capturing that and sharing like with you in the process of, okay, let's start with this yarn, you know, and from this yarn, we're going to do this. And like just showing like the documentation.
Process, I need to get better about that. My everyday share. I don't know. I'm like I have Instagram anxiety, I think, where I like go to post something and then I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to post it.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Like, then I'm like, I haven't posted anything for days, girl. Like, get your stuff together and just post it. And then I'm like, just post it. You know, I'm getting over that hump. I'm like, you know, if you want to see it, then look. If you don't want to see it, then don't look.
Right.
But these are the cool things I make.
It's a weird thing because I find myself, I'll get stuck in that too. And it's a mind thing. Like it really is.
Yeah.
We don't realize I've built this world as my page, and it's up to you if you want to be a part of it. But
participate,
But I don't really want to have to base what I'm posting on if it'll be received.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like that's a really hard thing to battle though, I think at first. Especially like, you know, when you're making videos, like you're making something like, you know, you're putting a piece of your heart, your time, your energy, your soul, everything into it. It's taking you hours, you know? It's taking you so long that it's hard. You're like, this is my baby. Like, this is what I made. And it's not always like, oh, I want everyone to like it. It's just like you just want to keep it safe or like, you know, like in your bubble. It's like such a weird, it's just a weird thing. You're so vulnerable when you make something and put it out for the world to see.
You really are.
Yeah.
And I don't know I think everyone can relate to that. Even if you don't, you know, necessarily create right now and share in that way. But it is like, it's a human obstacle.
Yeah.
Especially now in this whole new era of social media, which none of us really know what's going on.
Right. No one knows.
And Instagram, the algorithm and just all that. So it's like you could spend all this time and post this and literally like 20 people will see it.
Right.
And it's like, what? This doesn't make sense. So it can be disheartening.
And then something you make in 4 minutes gets 1,000 views and you're like, what is wrong? Like, how does this work? How does this work?
And that's the thing. It doesn't like
no
surrender and acceptance.
Exactly.
Like, I just will do what I'm called to do.
Right.
And share it and trust the process.
Right.
Because I can't control anything past. I can't control anything.
Right.
Actually.
Nothing. I can barely control myself.
No. It's taken years to be able to be as controlled as I am right now. It's taken eons.
I love it though. It's true.
It really is.
Yeah.
Have you ever like had a custom order or something that was really difficult or not well received, like having to navigate that, or is it mostly?
You know what? If I sent somebody something they didn't like, they haven't told me yet. So I hope they liked it. And I hope they didn't keep quiet because they didn't want to hurt my feelings. But so far, I haven't gotten any. I mean, I've had like a couple of items that have been returned so I can adjust the size a little bit. But then once I get them back, it's usually not a problem. But that's the tricky thing about like hand making clothing. It's like every single body is a different size.
Totally.
I'm not just like, well, what size are you? Okay, I'll send out a size 6 or whatever, you know? I'm like, I literally have to know all your measurements true to how they are, like, 'cause that's how I'm going to make the garment. So it's tricky if someone wants to shave some centimeters off of their measurements or something, you know?
Right.
Like, I'm like, just, no, you know, just give me everything.
because
I want to make it perfect for you.
Yes.
You know, I just want it perfect.
See, that's, I think, maybe one of the deterrents too. Like for someone like me, I don't know my sizes.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even know, like, what
Where
would
to
I
begin.
measure?
Right. Yeah.
What?
No, it's true. It's like, and that's what, like, I'll tell everyone where to measure, but if you have no idea, it could be like, then just give me a bra size or a cup size or what size you would normally wear. But for some orders, like I did a bodysuit and I'll need like all the measurements all the way down, like all the way around like everywhere basically. So it's, I mean, it's not, it's complicated for sure. But like I said, it's all trial and error. Like, so it's fun for me. Like I'm having fun
every
doing
time
it.
is like
Yeah.
a new, even if it's
Yeah.
something maybe you've made, like it's still new.
I try to write notes. Sometimes I just get totally like lost in the thing and I'm just like, oh, I made this thing. Oh no, I didn't write anything. You know, I'm like, I have no idea how I'm gonna make that again.
So are you able to figure it out?
Yeah, usually.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
usually I
like,
can.
that's an amazing talent.
And it usually is better the second time. You know, I don't know how, but like subconsciously, my brain's like, don't do it that way again. Like
Totally.
you know, fix
That's
it.
how you learn.
Yeah, like rewires to like I don't know, fix itself. But it's fun though. It's good for when I'm anxious too. That was my original thing because I'm like a fidgeter, you know? Like I like having busy hands. Otherwise I'm like, so like, I don't know, I'd be like watching a movie and just hanging out and I'm like this, like, so to be able to crochet like while I'm watching, like I watch a movie and I'm relaxing and it's
you're
also
making
so
something.
productive. Yeah.
And that I'm that way too. A lot of like my artwork and things I've drawn over the years are while watching something.
Yeah.
Like that to me is one of my happiest places is like something on and I'm making something.
Right.
Like all parts of me are
Right.
being
But it's like
fed
the
or something.
overstimulation from our hyperactive childhoods probably, but I love it.
Totally.
It's true though.
It's
true.
And I've only become hi Luna. Luna has a new
She
friend.
just popped up to say
If
hi.
you're watching, you can see her sweet, sweet little face. Which at first when you walked in, she was like, oh, you want to
She's
give
so
her a
sweet though.
kiss?
You are, huh? You want down? She wants mom. Look at that little ball wiggle.
You can stay there. You can stay there, little angel.
We're friends. I thought we're friends.
Sit.
Mama. She was keeping me nice and toasty warm. You were. You took good.
Do you have dogs or
No.
pets?
No pets.
And
Nothing.
you live by the strip, kind of?
Yeah. It's nice. I like it down there.
That was just, I love the idea of a view,
I have a good view.
of being able to see the
Yeah.
city.
I do have a good view. You can see the mountains and the whole city and the strip. Like, it's really good.
Did you
That's
grow
the
up
best
here?
part. Ish, yeah. I moved here in high school, right before my freshman year. My mom married my stepdad, and I moved from Napa, from kind of like by the Bay Area. Yeah. And I've just been out here ever since. I've bounced back and forth between California, but this is home for me now. I love it so much out here.
So you didn't go to high school here?
I did. Yeah, all of high school I went to Palo Verde.
Ah, Palo Verde.
Yeah.
You got to go to a nice new.
Yeah. It was like,
new.
it was a nice school.
Right? It was
Yeah.
new?
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to Western.
Western's like
There's
one of the
nothing new
oldest
there.
schools, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I think that's one of the oldest
It was
schools
so
in
old.
Vegas. That's where like all the OGs went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I first I didn't want to go mainly just because of things my mom had put in my head about it. Like I didn't know,
Yeah.
And then once I started going there, like I loved it. I loved it too because it felt like everybody was so different and
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
wasn't a very wealthy school,
Yeah.
So it was like my best friend went to Cimarron, which at the time was like a newer,
Yeah.
richer school. And
Right.
so it was just a difference in what are kids doing at the parties there versus
Right.
at the parties at mine.
Right. I was so lame I didn't go to parties. I hung out with my mom every day after school. We watched Days of Our Lives and Ellen.
That's the best.
I did a lot of homework and hanging out with my mom, but
That's the best.
it was the best. But I don't know. I'm not like I guess a super party girl. I wasn't. I mean, I had my little moment when I turned 21 and I was in college doing my thing. But yeah, in high school, it's pretty square bear. I was doing my homework and hanging out with my mom, my sisters.
I admire that.
Yeah, my sister had lots of great stories though, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it was crazy wild.
That's kind of where I'm at. I have a lot of stories, a lot of things that happened, a lot of
experiences.
things. Yeah,
yeah,
I
love
lived.
that. Yeah,
That's all.
I love that.
That's all you can hope
That's
for.
what I've been doing now. I've been living.
Totally.
I love it.
How many, like, because I met you at the market in the alley. Do you do things like that a lot, like little?
You know, I haven't in a while. I really haven't in a while. My mom got sick last year, and so I haven't been doing a lot of shows since August. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. She's doing okay now, and hopefully she's on the mend. So that's why I've been finally starting to get back into the swing of doing my thing. I've been trying to help take care of her as much as possible. My family, everyone, the past few months. So.
That's so sweet.
Thanks.
She's
like the
lucky
best.
to have
yeah,
you.
she's the best. She's the nucleus to our family, you know. So I'm trying to help pull my weight as much as possible and make sure she's well fed. So but the past couple of weeks I've been like, okay, I got to focus on myself this year too, and not put myself by the wayside to make sure everyone else is taken care of, because that's kind of my tendency, is to put everyone else first. So I've been trying. I've been trying to set boundaries. I'm not good at boundaries. But
That's such important work, and like so relatable, and I think for so many of us, because it is, you know, we sort of associate our, you know, worth with helping others,
how can
and
I help you?
how can I show up, and the boundary thing, especially too, because then you're faced with, gosh, my boundaries aren't well received, and the guilt, like a huge amount of guilt comes
somehow for some reason when it's not even necessary, but it's
totally
true.
And it's like having to burn off the guilt, you know. Like there were times in my life over the last few years of doing that where I was like, oh my God, like, is this feeling ever going to go away? Like, is this guilt ever going to go away? Because internally I know I'm doing the right thing, and I feel that this is what is love for all, ultimately. Yet
love myself too.
These feelings are still here, so I guess I just need to like allow them and just
it's true
process
it's like
them.
it's a hard balance to find. But
that's one of the things I really admire too. And like with owning a business, and you know, with family, and especially over the last couple of years where none of us knew what was happening, to be able to just somehow find a middle and stay the course.
Right. That's the most important thing. That's what my grandfather used to say to me too. Stay the course. That was his thing.
That's so sweet. I always wish I'd had a grandpa.
Yeah. I lost all my grandfathers during COVID. It was crap.
Oh,
it was
my
crap.
Gosh.
Yeah, but I have all of my memories with them, and nobody can take that away. Yeah.
Did they live here?
No, none of them did. But I still got to through the magnificence of technology, you know, I got to say goodbye to everyone at least. So that's good. And I have like my little tchotchkes from all of them, you know, that I carry with me. So I've got a little piece of them everywhere I go. So I love that.
It's amazing how things like that, like for me too, just these, what are just sort of material things, but that there's so much more than that, and they hold like their essence and the memory and the love, and help us to remember like that they're still here.
Right.
Like everything we learned from them, every experience we had with them is still here. It's just now it's been transformed.
Yeah.
It's a different way.
And then I don't know, it's like something instilled in you that you get to share with the rest of your family. Like it's, I don't know, it's like a magic love. It's kind of magical.
You're magical, Alyssa.
Like,
you've had a lot of things these last few years.
Yeah, but I mean, we all have.
We all
really.
have.
Yeah,
yeah,
we all
totally.
Have. Everyone's been dealing with it, so it's I don't know, just gotta stay on the up and up and surround yourself with people that help keep you there, because that's the
Totally.
hard part, you know. Sometimes you're like in the habit of hanging around people and it's just not the best position, or but the past couple of years, you know, I've been in a really good place. So even through all the trials and tribulations we've all been going through, you know, it's all just a mind game.
It really is all to help us like loosen the grip that the mind has on us, really just being able to inhabit the present moment and live from the heart.
It's
like,
true. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's so true.
Like I don't have to keep gasping for air and trying to hold on to the water to stay
Right.
up. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, if I can float.
Yeah, right, I can
really?
float if I
Even
just
right now
stop
I can
fighting it.
float?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to float for a minute. All right,
Right.
now I'm going to try to float for 2.
Right.
Maybe I'm going to try to float for a full day.
That's it though. That's where I've been. I'm like, okay, just today, day by day. Let's just go. Don't, because that's where I get a little overwhelmed. I'm like, next week, next month. I'm like, no, think about today. Tomorrow, you know, I'll think about tomorrow. Today, it's today.
It's really helped me too
Yeah.
over this last, and too, you know, with like the podcast and growing in that way, old me would just be so full of anxiety and thinking about, okay, why I have this podcast Thursday, you know, like just this over avalanche of thoughts and
Right.
fears versus like, okay, and through yoga, meditation, life, everything, just
Yeah.
being able to, what's here and now, what's actually here,
Yeah.
what's now, and then trusting that when I get to the next here and now, I will know what to do.
It's true.
And then the next here and now, because as you add more on your plate,
yeah.
if you don't have that ability to like center yourself and
Right.
be rooted, it's
You'll lose balance.
impossible.
Yeah. It's
like
true.
the mind doesn't like to stop, so
Yeah.
it will just
I know, it's so crazy.
dig us into a hole.
And you would think, like, during COVID, like, I don't know, there's something about being an anxious body for me that I've been like, it really put it into perspective. I'm like, now that I'm cooped up and all these things that I said no for whatever reason, or, you know, being just conscious of everyone's health and everything, I'm like, now I'm going to go out and live, you know? Like, I've been cooped up for so long. Like, I'm going
Totally.
to go out and do all of the things.
Yes,
And,
and for yourself, and like,
yeah.
like, what do I want? Like, who am I?
Right.
What experience am I looking for right now?
Exactly. Because, I mean, I don't know. Each phase of life is different. You're like always constantly changing. So
So
it's true. I'm like enjoying who I am, who I'm doing, you know, what I'm doing right now, and
Totally. That's
just see where it goes.
That's like the dream. There's this quote I just read yesterday, but peace is the new success.
Oh, I love that.
And it's like, yes.
I love that.
Like no more of all this other stuff we were
Yeah.
sold as success,
Right?
which just brings more anxiety.
Yeah, it's true.
like-
That's one of the things. My mom raised me like not defining success monetarily, but rather with like the type of person that you choose to be on a daily basis, and that's like probably one of the best things that she instilled in us. Not that, I mean, none of us are running like Fortune 500 companies, but we're all happy as a clam, you know, living our best lives, not complaining. And for me, I couldn't ask for anything more. Like, I don't know, I don't need to be a bazillionaire, but to get to do what I love and I get to make a little bit of money off of it, you know, it's just like, holy cow. That's, I have no complaints. I'm a happy camper.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Like for me too,
Yeah.
like just if I can just do what I love and be able to live,
Yeah.
I'm like,
If all
that's
of
it.
us could, like, just imagine if
That's
all
the
of us
dream,
could.
like,
Yeah.
Everybody has a gift. Everybody has something to
Yeah.
offer. And it's
Yeah.
just enough with this old way of having to fit into this weird system that
100%,
doesn't
yeah.
actually care.
Right. No one wants to, like, push the arts or, you know, like, not nobody, but when I was a kid, nobody was like, oh, Alyssa, keep drawing. Like, that's great. You know, I'm going to put you in some drawing classes. And not because my mom didn't want to. She was a single mom. She was amazing. She, you know, but it was just, even at school or whatever, it was just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, stop doing that. Do your homework, do your schoolwork, do this instead. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, this is what's going to get you somewhere. And
Totally.
for a lot of people, it's not like that. And they're stifled for so long from doing what they're incredible at. Because
their natural,
right.
But their soul is literally here to experience and do.
It's true.
And I relate to that. I mean, like in elementary school, you know, oh, today's art. Like, I loved art days. I loved music days. I loved library days.
Oh my God, I love
and then
library.
PE days came, and I was like, not
don't
the
feel good.
kickball.
Yeah, I
Not the
don't feel
kickball. Anything but the kickball.
Seriously. No,
You
I'm
too?
hiding
Oh
in the
my
back
gosh.
row for gym.
I
There
would
was
get-
no way.
I was so full of anxiety, and it was funny yesterday talking to my husband. He was like, you know, it's probably a good thing that, you know, you weren't given this like really powerful body that could just like
defeat
kind of,
everyone.
yeah. And I'm like, that's so true. I never
would
thought about
defeat
it that way. I'd be
everyone.
far too powerful.
Yeah. It's like the genie. Like
Exactly.
I love that.
It wouldn't have been good. I'd be in
like,
prison.
the world couldn't handle you, babe. Like
No. It was, I had to be in a little meek, humbled. I had to be humbled. I
in
still
some
have to
way.
be humbled.
Like, yeah, you can't be that fabulous. The world wouldn't be able to handle it.
No. I'm good at PE too. Come on.
Come on.
Get out of here.
Nobody is that well rounded.
And you're good at math? Mm-mm.
Right?
No, math was like,
No, keep me away. I can do like simple math quick, but anything
but
complicated,
even measurements,
stay away.
even you being able to do measurements is something that I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that was the thing. I did struggle with it at first. That was my thing. And just like every yarn stretch is different. So even if you take the measurement right and you think that you're doing the right thing, you like sew it together and you're like, oh, this is not the right size.
Totally.
You know, it just depends.
What
That's what's
about, have
tricky.
you done orders for people in other countries that use like the other measurement system?
No.
Because that would even, then I'd be like, what?
Yeah, because I'm asking, I usually, when I do an order, I'll ask for like inches or centimeters or something very specific like that
Right.
so I can get it, you know, and loose or as tight as, you know, however desired. But that way, like, know what I'm working with, because a size 6 is different everywhere, like every brand. So I can't just be like, oh yeah, what size are you? Here you go. Like, but I mean, I guess I could, but there's no saying whether it would fit exactly how you want or not. And that's what I
Totally.
want. Like, if you're buying a one-of-a-kind piece made for you, I want it to look like it was made for you.
And that's too, like, I don't know. I know for me, when I first thought of crochet, I didn't think about sweatpants.
Oh my
you know,
gosh,
like,
yeah, I don't know why I made
didn't
them.
realize that there were you can crochet, like,
Literally anything. It's been
do you
fun.
crochet blankets?
For every niece and nephew, I've made them baby blankets. Yeah, for all of them.
Oh, I love that.
And then, like, I don't know, like, they all have Christmas stockings and just, yeah, little fun stuff. I don't do a lot of, like, they call them amigurumi style, which is like the stuffed animals or like the little dolls and stuff like that. That's, for some reason, that is daunting to me too. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't read patterns, but I have finished like a half of a chihuahua little stuffy that's like half the body. I've got all 4 legs and the tail and the body on. I just have not done the neck and the head, and it will be so cute once it's done. But for some reason, I'm like, I'll work on it later.
There are some things like that. It's really funny.
The
like,
things I'm the least confident at doing, probably. You know, the ones that I know I can just. Those are the ones I'm excited about for some reason. But the ones that take me a while, that I'm like, oh, I fight them a little bit.
sometimes too, like that perfectionism, you
That's
know,
my
like
problem.
having to go against the perfectionism.
And I've never been a perfectionist ever in my life over anything until I started to crochet. And that is one of like the greatest gifts that crocheting has brought to me is like finishing things. I know that sounds so bad, but I was like like I would just leave things unfinished a lot in my life, just whatever it is, you know, metaphorically, physically, you know, however you want to take
Me
it.
too,
But
yeah.
once I started crocheting, there's something about it that I have to finish every piece that I start. So it's like brought that habit into me in like my daily life too, because I'm like less quick to abandon things that I'm not comfortable with. Now I'm just like, just do it. Just finish it. You've got to finish it. If you start it, finish it.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It's weird. It's like a weird thing I didn't notice until like a few years in. I'm
Totally.
like, oh my God, look at me finishing things
It
now.
does.
Look at me.
It really does. Like it gives, it helps us with our self-trust, our confidence, and
Yeah.
like,
I'm
yeah,
like, okay, you
I
have
can
a
do
skill.
that.
Like you're bringing something to the table. Like, come on.
That's so awesome.
It's cool. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about, you know, when you do what you love, just everything you learn about yourself along the way, and how it does shed light on the shadow aspects of us, you know.
Yeah.
Like you saying, you know, you had never been a perfectionist, and that element of, you know, this gave you an opportunity maybe to see your perfectionism,
Right.
you know, in action, and
Or like find like something I'm passionate about that makes me want to be that level of, you know,
and the
perfection,
vision,
rather.
like a lot of it's vision, right?
Yeah.
And I know for me with certain things, like I have the vision, and if I can't pull it off and how I envision it, it's like, oh, I don't even kind of want to try.
100%. I will stop what I'm doing, but with crochet, I've been better about starting over instead of just giving up completely. And that's like, I don't know, one of the biggest things I've gotten from it, which I love and I appreciate. I really do, because I was the queen of abandonment before, probably.
I love it. You were the
Like, I'll
queen
do
of
it later.
abandonment, and now
Yeah.
you're the queen of crochet.
Yeah, I love it.
See, like it really, it does. I just love that. I think it's one of my favorite things, and one of the reasons I enjoy having conversations here, and why I wanted you here too, is it's just amazing what we all have to offer, and it goes beyond just
True.
the one thing we think we're offering.
Right. Yeah. Your one strength or whatever it is that you think it is actually like a whole
A
bunch
multitude
disguised.
of just divinity just being sprinkled on everything. It's like, oh, like I matter, like my little piece of this world. Like I am showing up and giving myself.
Yeah. It's true though. That's what it is. You're showing up for yourself, for your art, for
And pushing against the fears and the what if I fail, and no, I can't really do this, and who's gonna want this, or
yeah, the what do they call it, the imposter syndrome, where you're just like, oh.
And then when you realize everybody has that, it's like,
we're all imposters then. Okay.
Okay. Totally.
It's true though.
Do you want to show me?
Yeah, I brought you two little somethings.
I can't even believe this. I'm so happy right now.
I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited.
Like,
okay.
That is so kind.
So this one I made for you because
I can't even believe this.
Of your, well, you'll see in a second, because of your glorious green thumb.
Oh, you don't. Oh, I can't even. Oh my gosh, it's a plant hanger.
Yeah, it'll hang. Yes.
Oh my god.
A little hangy guy, so you could just. It's a big one though, so I don't
Alyssa,
know.
This is beautiful.
Oh, there's a little lint hanging from it.
Thank you
spares.
so.
Yeah.
I have always wanted one. And the fact you made it and you brought it is just like,
I love it.
This is like, I'm so grateful.
I'm glad you like
This
it.
is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I gotta hang a plant in here now.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, you got a lot of good light in here. You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, great light in here. Okay, and this one is because, like, I don't know. This is just what I think of when I think of you. And I told you, like, I made this for you, and now I'm like, oh, I might have to make a bunch of these because I love them so much. But that's what I think of when I think of you.
Okay, I am this.
Am I blushing? No.
This is my dream. Like this. receiving gifts handmade, like, oh, like fewer things make me so happy.
There's actually the purple yarn from your hat is in there too, so you could technically wear them together.
Oh my God.
You want down, baby girl? It's like, oh, I love it so much. I hope you love it.
It is a rainbow scarf. A rainbow scarf with little clouds at the...
Yeah?
Oh my gosh. I love it so much.
I'm glad you love it. Okay, good.
Okay. Seriously? Oh my gosh. I'm glad winter isn't over.
Right?
Because I can still wear it.
That's what I was thinking.
It's
I'm
freezing ass here right now.
It's so cold this week. I'm like, I've got to bring her something to keep her warm.
Oh my gosh.
Yay!
I love scarves.
Oh,
Like, I have a
good.
full giant, like, I love scarves.
Yeah.
Like, I love scarves.
Mommy likes it.
If she's bothering you, you can set her
No,
down.
she's not bothering me. She wants to check out your scarf.
Look. Oh, it is so cute. I love how thin it is. I love the rainbow.
Yeah, right?
Like,
I'm like,
the
you can
fact
wear
you
in
think
the
of
summer
rainbows
and the
with
winter.
me
Oh
makes,
my God.
like-
Sunshine and rainbows, like all things good. Everything magic.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Alyssa.
It looks so good on you.
You guys, do you see this? Like, please support and follow Handmade Sisters.
Thank you.
And you can even order one of these rainbow.
It's so
order
cute, right?
Order the rainbow scarf.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna have to make a mazillion of these now because
I love rainbows.
I love
like
it.
they're such like they're a miracle. Like I
Yeah.
love rainbows.
100% I'm with you. And my thing's always, if you can't see a rainbow, be a rainbow. So you could always just bring some bright colorfulness to whatever room.
Thank you
I love
so
it.
much.
You're welcome.
That
Thanks
is
for
so
having me.
thoughtful.
I
Like,
appreciate you.
oh my
letting me into your
gosh, I
world.
can't believe you brought me gifts.
Thank you.
I'm so happy. Like, as
me too.
you know, and that's something because I know you were nervous before this.
I was.
I get nervous even asking people and figuring that out. It's all nerve wracking. Like,
Yeah.
it's all out of comfort zones.
Yeah.
I don't know if people realize how much courage it really does take to
Yeah.
like sit where you're sitting and to speak.
Yeah, it's a trip, but it's fun. I'm glad I came. I was a little nervous.
I'm so glad you came.
Me too.
And
So Luna.
this is just such a wonderful
I'm
conversation.
glad you like it.
Thank you
I
so
had
much.
such a good time.
It's time for our top fives.
Yeah, let's do it.
You picked some fun top fives
Yeah,
too.
I picked one hard one and one easy one.
Which one do you want to do first?
The probably top 5 artists. That's my hard one, and I
Ooh.
don't know if I can pick top 5.
I know it's
That's
hard.
like-
I always end up just like saying, do the first things that come to your mind.
It's really hard. I mean, there's like a couple that are like LA based, 2 women that I really like. One, her name's Dabs Mila, and her Instagram's at Dabs Mila, and she creates like the most beautiful, bright, colorful anything really, but what she does with shapes and colors is incredible. And then another fun one, she goes by Muck Rock, and hers are just like super fun. Oh, Luna likes her too.
No.
It's just like, I don't know, just like
Luna, you're interrupting our
spicy.
guest. You're interrupting our guest.
She's like, Mom, you didn't ask me who my favorite artists were.
You don't have a favorite artist, Luna. You're a dog.
Yeah, be a cute one, huh? I don't know. I don't know. Some classics, I guess. I can think of some old school stuff too, but
Yeah.
not a lot of like, I don't know, fiber artists out there that are like super famous, I guess. What do you think?
Luna, no. Sit. Stay. That's my mean voice.
Luna, sit.
I believe it.
Stay.
She's like, fine.
What was the second artist you said?
Muck Rock.
Mock Rock.
Yeah, she does like kind of like edgier, fun, like spray paint style, like dope.
I love that.
Cool.
When I worked at a flower shop, we had to spray paint a lot of things, and just the fumes. Like, I can't even imagine.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine. Like, I would get the worst. I know they wear masks, but I mean,
it would be fun though, probably.
it would be so, like, it would be fun just to be able to, like,
just tag something.
yeah, I've never tagged anything.
Me neither. That would be fun though.
We should tag, like, the freeway sign.
Yeah.
What are you doing after this? Just kidding. We'll spray paint Handmade Sisters over the 95.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, we told everybody. They'll know it was us.
We're not doing that.
Never mind.
We're not doing that. Another one I like is a guy from Venice called Mom Love Art.
Ooh.
And his is really fun.
Mom Love Art.
It's like literally a lot of it. Well, his older stuff used to be like literally about mom love. Like, I don't know. He's got a really cool style.
Very
like really cool.
I love that.
Yeah. Those are probably my faves right now.
I love that you're shouting out people I don't know, because now I want to go find them.
Yeah, or I can tag you in them online. I can do that. They're cool. Lots of cool stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like colorful.
Me
I
too.
like colors.
Me too.
That's my jam.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If you can't tell.
Colorful, like
If
my
you can't
rainbow
tell.
scar. Me too. Like,
Right? Surprise.
it was funny. My daughter, we were thrifting the other day, and she was finding
I went thrifting
clothes.
the other day. On Monday. Monday's half off at Savers, if you didn't know.
Yes,
That's
I
my
know.
It's my jam.
My husband goes there to look for golf clubs, and he walked in last Monday.
Yeah.
And he said that the line was completely wrapped around the whole.
I was there. It was. It totally was.
It's so crazy. But my daughter's like, does this match? And I was like, yeah. I was like, but I mean, you're asking me. I think everything matches. Like, everything matches to me. Like,
Yeah.
But just remembering there was that phase, like high school and late middle school, where I was very, I have to match. Like, this has to match.
It's true. That was like the early 2000s, though, right?
Oh my gosh, the things I wore.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have any regrets, right? But there is this element of, just wishing I could tell my younger self, like, be you. Be you.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it does not matter.
I was me, though. When I went, oh my gosh. Okay. 9th grade, I was like fresh starting at a new high school, new city, new everything. I wore blue Converses that I got from the swap meet in LA and a Jesus is my homeboy t-shirt.
Yes. Yes.
That was my jam. Like,
That's the best.
Yeah, I did
my
not
gosh.
fit in with a lot of the preppy kids at school at that time, but it was fun.
That's the best.
You gotta just do your own thing.
For sure. That's what's funny. I think about that was the line in my Match.com profile that really sparked my husband's eye was meditation is my homeboy. Yeah. And
That's cute.
he was looking back now, I'm like, wow, I said that, but like, what? But I was meant to say it because that's what he was like, oh.
That's so funny, right?
That's
That's so funny. The one thing that drew him in. Right off the bat.
Because he wasn't going to message me because I had said I didn't want anybody with kids.
Oh.
Because I just came from that and it was so hard.
Well, good thing.
100. And then he was like, you know what? Part of him was like, she doesn't know my kids, which was true.
It's true, yeah.
And that my mind was still dictating so much of what I thought I needed and wanted versus my heart, right? And just what life was wanting to give me that was ultimately going to be mine. So it's just funny that we think we know what we want.
Right.
And
going back to that whole deja vu thing, though, I guess that we were talking about earlier, like the universe has got you on that track, whether you think it or not, or realize it or whatever in that moment. But
like, you can never not be on the right track.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing I think a lot of us struggle with is, am I making the wrong choice? I'm doing the wrong thing. And it's like, oh, wait, there is no wrong.
No, like, you're supposed to.
Totally.
You're just supposed to.
Yes.
It's true. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, should I do my other top 5?
Yeah.
Top 5 movies that made you laugh. That's a good one. I don't know, though. That's so hard. Like, my age is going to show here, but, like, growing up, my favorite thing to watch was, like, any Pauly Shore film. Like, anything. Like, Biodome, Encino Man, Son-in-Law, like, anything Pauly Shore is my jam. But also, oh, it was so silly, but do you remember Corky Romano?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
I saw it in theaters.
With Chris Kattan, right? He was my favorite from SNL at the time. Too. And the first time I watched Corky Romano, it gave me an asthma attack. I was laughing so hard. That was middle school. The first time I saw it was at a slumber party with all my girlfriends. I'm laughing so hard I had an asthma attack. Like, such a dork, but it was like...
Oh, that is
it's a good
funny.
One. It was such a funny movie.
Oh, but you were okay. Like,
yeah, I was fine. But, like, now everyone I see Girl Scouts and stuff, you know, I'm like, you guys want some cookies?
You guys want some cookies? Yes. That is so funny.
I don't know. Yeah, it's, like, definitely not a movie with a lot of accolades. But for some reason, that one's, like, some of the hardest movie. Like, Airplane. I don't know, like, more classics. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff now, for sure. But I'm so, like, a creature of habit. I listen to all the same music from, like, 15 years ago. I watch all the same movies from 15 years ago. I don't know.
It is a comfort thing. Like, it really...
That nostalgia, like, especially when you're anxious. Like, if you have an anxious personality, something like that can, like, just set your mind or body back to a time where you were, like, I'm just watching Friends, or I'm just, you know, something so simple.
Totally.
You know? There's something that's so comforting about that.
I relate to that a lot.
That's what I gravitate to. Watch the same things over and over. I listen to the same things.
Pauly Shore is someone that's one of my dream guests.
Really?
Because he lives here.
We have to find him. We have to find you.
And I'm King Polly. You're Pauly Shore. And it's funny, he had just put out, I saw he was looking for someone to type, like, so I applied, like, I was like, please hire me, Pauly Shore, but he didn't. So I wasn't meant to type, but maybe you can come here.
Yeah.
And my husband just, because he loved Pauly Shore growing up, I didn't see any Pauly Shore.
Oh my gosh.
I don't
know why. It was my jam.
And then I just watched Son-in-Law.
Oh, I love it.
And it was really funny. And I was like, Pauly Shore really was one of those people that he did, like, break a lot of, like, boundaries and stigmas, definitely. And was just himself.
It's so true.
And was so different.
Unapologetically.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's why he's so widely embraced, too.
Totally.
Because he's just so absolutely goofy. I love it. That's like, I was talking to my sister about it, and she was like, which Thanksgiving movies did you watch this year? And I'm like, are there even Thanksgiving movies? And she's like, I watch Son-in-Law every year on Thanksgiving. I was like, my bad, dude. Like, I watch it just whenever I feel like it. Like,
I didn't think of it as
Thanksgiving movie. I'm like, okay, whatever excuse you need to watch it, I will totally take, because I'm down too. I watch it too.
Totally.
I love it. It's so funny.
So Chris Kattan was like one of my...
Oh my gosh, Chris Kattan was my favorite from Saturday Night Live. And then who? What was her name?
Sherry O'Terry, I loved.
Oh my gosh. Hilarious.
Those, like, 90s.
Yeah. When she was, like, the Spartan cheerleader, right?
Yep.
So
loved
hilarious.
it. Molly Shannon, Superstar.
Molly Shannon was so
that
funny.
was the movie Superstar for me. Was I learned the whole cafeteria dancing. Everybody dance now. And in a high school play, I put it in.
Oh my
I
gosh.
played this woman who was going under gas, like at a dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started acting loopy and played that song and did the whole dance. I was like, can we put this in? They're like, okay.
They're like, yeah, sure. It looks
sure,
good.
whatever you want, Abby. Nobody's going to see this anyways. And I was wearing a sweatshirt, number one mom. So I was playing a mom and I did this dance. But, like, Superstar, just all the time. Like, Superstar.
So good.
That was my first AOL
So
screen
good.
name.
Stop.
Was Superstar with 2 R's, 121286.
That is awesome.
Superstar was taken.
Superstar.
So I actually want to make merch now that Superstar with 2 R's.
I love that.
I'm currently working on that right
Yeah,
now.
do it. You should. I love that idea so
I'm a
much.
superstar with 2 R's.
Superstar.
Yes.
Superstar
That's
pirate.
wonderful.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Just 2 R's. 3 R's, you would be a superstar pirate.
Yeah.
But just the 2
That's
R's.
too far. I'm not a pirate. Although, I can play one.
There you go.
No, that's one accent. I don't think I can do a pirate accent.
I'm not good at accents. Arr, matey. No, I'm not.
Ah, that was good.
That wasn't bad, but...
That was awesome. Wow. Well, we have just ran the clock dry
Love
here
it.
in King Pollys World. It's wonderful. It's come to that time, our closing statements. So just any last things that perhaps you would like to share with the world?
No, just thank you so much for having me. I hope we could do this again.
Thank
Even
you so
without the
much.
cameras. It'd
Yeah.
be fun.
I
definitely do
only
it.
talk in front of a camera. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I need a posse. I need someone on the boom at all times.
No, I'm kidding. Yes,
love it.
for sure. Like, this was so great. I
Yeah,
really
it was.
appreciate you showing up, coming.
Thank you. Thanks for
Everybody,
having me.
please, listening, watching, show Alyssa some love. Follow Handmade
you.
Sisters. If you're in the need of some crocheted, handmade, one of a kind,
Yes.
like
Love.
made with love
Yeah.
goodies. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to know you.
Thank you. Me too.
And as soon as the millions start coming, you guys better watch out because I'm going to be in full crochet garb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
make you like a rainbow onesie or something. Could you imagine?
Oh my God, yes. I can't imagine.
That would be amazing.
What about shoes? Can you crochet shoes?
I've made like
Or slippers?
Like I make my mom slippers a lot, and that's her jam.
Glass slippers?
Oh, that'd be
I
cute.
don't know how you would do that.
I don't know.
You could just call them crochet slippers.
I don't know. We could do it. We could make them look like a little glass slipper.
Yeah. A
A little
crochet
cute.
wand with a little star at the end. Can you do that?
Oh, that would be really cute. I like that. I want to do like a little fishing pole for my nephews. I did one just like with a fish on the end of it for my sister's cats. And they
That is
destroyed it
so-
within like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Destroyed it. But that was the point. It was just
Totally.
fun. Like, but it was cute.
Yeah.
A little crochet fish and stuff at the end. They
That's
destroyed
so
it.
cute.
I know. The opportunities are endless.
Yeah, they really are.
Challenge me.
If you can
I'll
dream
crochet
it, you can make it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.